up, everybody? Jeff here with Godbolt Exotics. Just wanted to do a little bit of a unboxing, but this isn't the type of unboxing you would typically see from me. There are no live animals in this box. As many of you know, I'm sponsored, or the show Corrales Radio and Godbolt Exotics YouTube is sponsored by Forrest Fanning's company, Cold Blooded Cafe. I believe that Forrest is one of the better, if not the best, rodent breeders in the US. Just from my experience with him, I've used a lot of the other ones. I lived in Florida for a long time, and now I live here. I also lived in San Diego. All those places I kept reptiles, so I tried to find rodent breeders that were close to me to cut down on shipping. So I've tried a lot of them, and many of which are pretty well known in the hobby. Forrest is a great guy. I've known him as a friend for a long time, so I wanted to do an unboxing to show you guys that he really does put a lot of effort into the rodents that he produces, that he breeds, and your animals are gonna benefit from that. I'm gonna open this up. I've got a temp gun, so I want you guys to see the actual temperatures inside. Just so you guys know, full disclosure, I was at the gym. This has been sitting outside my house. It's not super hot, but in sun, you know, it is a sunny day, it can heat up pretty quick. I already feel moisture and coolness on these flaps. So one of the things that Forrest has done, he's actually used, these are like 3 layers, and I don't know how to say this because I'm not a super knowledgeable guy about cardboard, but this is 3 times the thickness of your typical cardboard box. Right off the gate, I know that he's using a box that's much thicker than anybody else that I've bought from. He's got insulation in here. Let me get my knife out, cut this open. All right. Oh! This is a bag of dry ice. I think the rodents are actually in. Okay, so yeah, the rodents are actually in here. This was not the dry ice. I thought it was, but it's not. So, these are totally frozen. I'm gonna go ahead and temp gun this. Negative 53 degrees. I'd say that my rodents are probably gonna be fine. I've got a lot of different stuff here. So these are actually rat hoppers. I've got some rat pinks here, or I guess they're more like rat fuzzies. I've got a bunch of small rats. All this stuff is totally frozen. I mean, like, let me see if I can have something hard to hit it against. You can tell they're frozen. These are large mice here. Frozen. I've got more stuff here. You're not gonna see, there's no poop or anything inside these bags. None. Wow, it's kind of cold. Again, you're not gonna go wrong with Forrest. Stuff's totally frozen. These are also, these are small rats here. Small rats. Again, small rats, and I think these are small rats. Yeah, small rats. So, making a mess. Really good packing. You can tell it's all frozen still because you can hear me banging it against the table. I think Forrest is really the guy to go to. If you have a small collection, a larger collection, he'll take care of you. I don't know the proper vernacular on all these guys, so cut me a break if I'm calling them the wrong thing. I'm just kind of going off of what these are labeled as. So these are rat pinks here, or fuzzies, rat fuzzies. Yeah, they're not pinks, they're rat fuzzies because the pinks are much smaller. They're vacuum sealed prior to him putting them in the Ziploc bags, I think. It's just an adult mouse. These are not jumbos. So pretty good size there. And I'll pull out one of these small rats. Now, I keep Brazilian rainbow boas, I keep emerald tree boas, I keep Amazon tree boas, I keep Woma pythons, Papuan carpet pythons, otherwise known as Irian. So you guys, I'm not keeping huge stuff, and I've talked about this a lot in my videos. I prefer to feed more regularly but smaller meals because I see a lot more activity out of my animals. They don't seem to be lethargic. I used to feed like really inconsistently and large meals. And I don't think feeding inconsistently is a bad thing. I think it's good, you know, it makes the animals kind of, it mimics their natural habitat somewhat as much as we can in captivity, but I do like to feed smaller. I just am not a huge fan of feeding really big animals. And I'm not trying to beef my animals and get them up to breeding size in 1.5 years, 2 years either. So this is a small rat here, totally frozen. So anyway, I think this paints the picture for you guys. If anybody was wondering what, you know, if Forrest is a good guy and if he'll take care of you, this should hopefully cast aside any doubt that you might have. And prices. Let's talk about what really matters, because we all are trying to save money whenever we can, because this is a hobby, and as our spouses like to say, kind of a money pit. His prices are competitive with everybody else. He doesn't charge an arm and a leg for shipping. A lot of these rodent breeders, they're gonna charge you for the dry ice, they're gonna charge you for the box, they're gonna charge you for all the supplies. They don't tell you that, but that's what they do. So they hike up the shipping rates. A lot of them also buy from the actual breeder. You don't know that, but really all they're doing is buying in bulk from the breeders to facilitate the orders. Forrest breeds his own rodents. He has a facility there on his property. He is the start and the finish of the breeding process with his rats and his mice. So there's no middleman. So what that does for you is it cuts down on cost. So again, I really believe in the product. I really like Forrest. He's a personal friend, so obviously I'm gonna give him a nice shout out. If you guys haven't had a chance yet, try him out. He's gonna give you 10% off your first shipment anyways. I don't know any other rodent breeder that does that for everybody that comes to him on a first time basis. I've never gotten it, and I've bought from several different breeders out there. Try Forrest out, just give it a whirl. He's located in the middle of the US. It's pretty much gonna be, you know, shipping rates don't really vary that much unless you live like right there by him. Then he'll probably give you a pretty good rate. But, you know, I'm out here in California. I still buy from him, and he's in the Midwest, and I have some rodent breeders that are actually within a few hours of me by car. So I choose to go to Forrest because I just really think his stuff's much better. So anyway, hope that helped. Hope you liked it. I know it's a little different from what I usually film, but I think that feeding and what you're feeding your collection, what your animals are eating, I think that's really important. It's a super important part of the hobby. Your animals are what you eat, just like we as people are what we eat. Why not give them the best and start them off on the right foot? If you guys have any comments, leave them below. I appreciate the feedback. Obviously, I'm gonna talk a little bit more than show you stuff because there's things I really wanted to get out there. If you guys don't like my talking, I'm sorry, you can fast forward it through, you know, do whatever you want. Maybe you don't wanna watch the video, I don't really care. Anyway, Forrest Fanning, Cold Blooded Cafe, he's on Facebook. Let him know I sent you. You'll get 10% off your first order. You won't be unsatisfied. Thanks for watching the videos. Make sure you subscribe. Feel free to comment below. You can even email me at godboldexotics@gmail.com and let me know if you have any suggestions of maybe you want to see me visit a certain facility, or you want to have me do an episode on a specific aspect of husbandry, or maybe you want to see me film a certain type of animal. Maybe you want an update on some of the species that I keep. Whatever it is, email me, godboldexotics@gmail.com, and I try to get back to everyone that emails me within 48 hours. I do have a full-time job, so give me a little bit of time on that. Otherwise, until next time, guys, you've been watching God Bold Exotics. I really appreciate the support. And if you haven't had a chance yet, go on over to Corrales Radio on Blog Talk Radio. They're available via iTunes and Android. You can download the app on your phone anytime I upload a video, which is usually a radio show I try and do twice a month. They will pop up on your app, on your phone, so you know. I try to keep my episodes around an hour and a half, but just had one with Abby Melivastudo, and I've got Tony Nicolai coming on again. So we're gonna have some good stuff coming up, and I can't wait to see it. And if you're at Tinley, I'm gonna be at Tinley next weekend, so make sure you give me a shout out. I love to put names with faces. I don't forget a face, but I'm horrible with names. Come say hi to me. Sorry for the rant. You guys have a good one. Peace.